Well, apart from a bit of blossom in there off of that chap making it look pretty, I could really have done without that. Anyway, morning world, and welcome to Saturday 16th of March. March is marching on. It only seems like last week, and it was the end of February. I got a funny feeling it's going to be one of those years, blink and you miss it. Right, so next Monday, day after tomorrow, we had our veterinary inspection for the cattle booked in for Monday afternoon. And that's kind of what I've got everything timed up for, is for Monday afternoon now. So that meant I had Monday morning to get in here and clean all the sheds out and have it all looking nice and pretty. Because if you're anything like me, if you've got a farm and you've got livestock, the one time you really want the place looking pristine and nice and well kept and etc is when you've got visitors. Especially visitors who know what they're talking about, like vets. So anyway, Inez, who's coming to do our livestock inspection and take our bloods, has changed that. She's now coming 8:30 Monday morning, so it's an early start, which is going to kind of mess up my timings, because I thought we could just have a little refresh today and that would be fine. No, I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to have a much bigger day tomorrow. So they're okay for the minute. These are all right for this morning. We'll give them a bit of fresh this afternoon, get another bait out this afternoon and give them a bit this afternoon. But tomorrow, Sunday, which I thought I was going to have most of Sunday off, we're going to be busy in here because we've got to use the crush this side, possibly the crush the other side. She's got to take 5 blood samples from animals, and we're probably going to take that 5 from in here from the cows, but I'm going to see if we've got time maybe to take 5 blood samples from the animals the other side, or even a couple from there and a couple of these. I'd kind of like to get some blood samples from these sent off, because if we have got something like BVD, I don't think for 1 second we have, but if we did have a trace of it in here, which would explain why they're loose, then the blood test would bring that up. So yeah, but that's going to take a little bit of sorting out. Because if I want to take a sample from these guys in here, like that skinny little thing there, I'd want to take a blood sample from that. Not so much from him, but from her. That would be something I'd want to take a blood sample from, and just sort of, why is she so small? I mean, sometimes you just get small ones. That's just the way it is. But she is a lot smaller. I mean, she might just be petite. But yeah, so I'd like to take the bloods from her, and a couple from them and there, and a couple from them next door, and just get a cross section of the animals, come back with the results, and then go, yeah, you're all healthy and you're all good, or actually you've got a bit of this in the herd, or you've got a bit of that in the herd, and we need to do this to treat it before they go out, because that would be the time to do it, is before they go out. So that's Monday morning. That's going to be a hectic couple of hours. I was supposed to be having a meeting with Mark from FWAG, Farming and Wildlife Advisory Group, with reference to grant aid for the barn roofs, and also plans for the other farm. Dad, I spoke to Dad about it a few times. Reg is retiring, so our main contractor, which did all of our work at Tether Farm, is retiring. I don't think he's completely, totally retiring, but I think he's retiring from anything to do with the combine harvester. So we've either got to find another contractor to come and take his place, or we've got to do it all ourselves. Now, right now, with the value of, or the cost of inputs to go in, and the value of the crop coming off, I think now would be a pretty bad time for me to borrow a load of money to do our own cultivation, our own drilling and everything else, you're talking tens of thousands of pounds, and the chances of getting that money back are pretty slim. And right now, the farm over there is in no debt at all. The farm here is in no debt. So we've got no debts on the farm, and I'm kind of glad about that. I feel sorry for anybody who's up to their neck in debts. Now they've borrowed money for equipment, they're on finance, they got landlords to pay, or grass keep to pay, or payments on machinery to pay. Yeah, I feel sorry for anybody like that. So right now we don't. I've built this slowly. Basically, as I had a bit of money, I built a bit, and then I saved me money until I had enough money, and then I built a bit more. So yeah, we haven't borrowed anything. It makes it slow, but it just means it's also a bit more secure. If I haven't borrowed anything, I ain't got to pay it back with interest. So there you are. Anyway, so you're all right for grub down there. Your bedding is good enough in there. The cows are all right for the time being. They had a fresh bale last night. The young stock over there have got enough grub. So right now, there's nothing we have to do out there. So I've kind of given myself another little job. Something that somebody else was going to do for me, and they keep forgetting. Our engineer, he's a lovely bloke. Get on with him, he's a lovely bloke, but he's got a bloody awful memory. So yeah, we're going to go and take something off of Donald the Dumper. See if I can get it repaired or replaced. Probably repaired, because the replacement is nearly 650 quid. Yeah, I'll have to come down here without my key, so I've got to go back up there. I'll see you in the shed. Hello, you lot. Right, so, job is, this fella here is leaking like a really leaky thing. Neil was going to come and do this for me, but I know he's a busy bloke, poor fella. I don't think I'm having a go at Neil. He's tried a couple of times to get some help to come and help him catch up with his workload, and he manages to get somebody that comes along and gives him a hand, and they usually last a couple of months and they're gone again. And he just seems to struggle to get good help. So I mean, this I can probably do myself, I hope. I've got to get in there. I mean, it's dark in there, scary in there, but yeah, I'm hoping I can get in there, get this off, and I'm hoping it's just these 3 bolts and the whole thing. I'll disconnect the hydraulics and obviously take it apart, and then what I might do is give Barry a ring from down at Iron and Earth. He's only about 5 miles that way, and they do an awful lot of this kind of stuff, and he might have somewhere he can send that off to and get it repaired for me, because all it is, I think, is just seals and cylinders. So yeah, like I said, I went on the internet and looked up to buy a new one of these. Thought, oh, I'll just put a new one in there, and it was over £600 for that thing. And all this does is it tips that, or it spins it. I mean, it's either that, or you just put a different valve chest in there and have 2 levers, and 1 tips and 1 turns. I mean, that's the cheap option of doing it. But I think first thing is we'll see if we can get this guy repaired. Right, that took a bit longer than 10 minutes. So I got back, I only went at the house to get this, and then I thought I'll just check my messages, you know, like you do. And a message popped up from Mr. Cornock. He had some news, which was really good news. I can't share it with you because it's a secret. It is secret to tell you, but yeah, I think he and I could potentially, possibly be going on a little adventure sometime in the next week or 2. So, yeah, happy days. Right, we have light. This is my fox finder. If the geese kick off at night or something, this is the thing I use to go off and tell Mr. Fox to go away. And if you stand still too long, this is the thing I use to put the crosshairs on him. so I can make sure he never comes back again. Right, so where can I stick? I reckon I can put you in there, like that. Like that. I don't think I need full power. Right, so that's somewhere for that. Now I need somewhere for the camera. Right, well, I'm hoping you can see what's going on there. So we need, where do you go? You go right up in there. There's not actually room for my head in there. I reckon if I can get these 4 off here first, then, and drop him off, that one there I can probably take off once it's loose. Battery's miles away, so I don't think I'm going to be hitting that. Can I get you on there? This might take a little while, because there is not a lot of space in here. Shouldn't be any pressure in here now. That should all be well and truly released off. It's been parked up for ages. So I've moved the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Problem is, now I can't see what I'm doing. Do you know what? I'll turn you off a second, I'll undo a couple and then we'll come back. Right. So as I take these off, I'm going to use my phone, take some photographs, and every pipe I take off I'm going to put a coloured zip tie on. And there's only 5 of them, and I don't think I can really get it wrong, but if I mark them up and then photograph them as I take them apart, at least then I know how to put them back on. That's the plan. I think you there can be Mr. Green. Photo number 1. Photo number 1. Right. I'll the rest of them off now. I can't actually get the spanner on it until I've got these 2 guys off, so I've got to struggle to get them off first before I can get to the head of the bolt on that. I really hoped it'd be captive bolts in there. Yeah, no. They built this to be put together once and then taken apart by somebody who knows what they're doing. Not me, I've got to learn as I go. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. I just got to work it out. It's got to be done in the right order, and I'm probably going in the wrong order. Right. Spanner. Okay. We are getting there. This is one of those things that seems to go easy for a couple of turns. I can get my hand, and then it goes tight again. Oh, I think I got it this time. Let's put a spanner back on it. There we go. Right. Complete with your pretty little thing as well. So actually we'll put all of those in the glove. So all of you can go inside there. This is just to try and keep any dirt from getting into the end of the pipe. Right, so now I should be able to get onto that nut. Where is he? There he is. Right up behind in there. Just about as awkward a place as I could get to. but we're on it. Right, I'm gonna have you out, I think. Right, awkward thing to get to. But we are getting there. I mean, it is happening. We are going to succeed. It's just taking me a bit longer than I thought it would. Then I suppose things like stopping for conversations with Mr. Cornock and that did add a bit of time to it, so it's not all just my ineptitude. Right, that's you. Out of there. Right, 2 more pipes to get off. Now I'm wondering whether to try and do that. What size are you? You're a big one. You're 22. 2 more pipes. One I'm going to try and do, the one that's just behind you, I'm going to try and do while he's still bolted on because it's hold still. That one there, on that side, I think I'm going to have to drop him out and then try and hold that and undo it as well. I mean, I might see if I can just crack him. These aren't done up these tight, so these are O-ring connections, so it's a case of finger tight and then quarter turn just to pinch it. So yeah, you can't do them up too tight, so they shouldn't be that hard to get undone. So you have to be quite patient to be a fitter, patient enough to learn the easy ways of doing stuff. And patience has never been one of my greatest attributes. Oh, what? Are you supposed to get that air there then? Oh, grief. I can't pull the bolt right out because the bracket for the brake's in the way. Oh. There's obviously a method to this, and I don't know it. And it's one of those things, it's a method that you learn after you've done it about 3 or 4 times, and then you got it. So, hopefully, I'm never going to have to do this again now. I really hope I never have to do this again. Right. I should be able to get that bolt out of there now. There he goes. Washer. Nut. Up there. Washer. Nut. Up there. Right, now I can perhaps pull him out a bit and work out. That's probably what I've got to find. I'll take that knob off, I expect to. $24. This spanner's too big for in here. I'm going to struggle with this. I might have to go and get an adjustable to get on this fella. I only went up the house to take my overs off because it was too blinking hot. I wasn't getting that dirty. I haven't finished it yet. But I got there and Mrs. P goes, "Oh yeah, well done." She says, "Can you go get your truck out?" I said, "What, the Land Rover?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "What for?" She goes, "Oh, I've got it booked into the tip this afternoon." Fortunately for me, my Land Rover was the last thing the guys put in. Right. So I'm going to take my Land Rover at the house, and she's probably going to put 3 black bagfuls of rubbish in the back of it, which would have fitted in her car. This is what I'm probably is going to happen. Did I mention how much I'm enjoying this? I mean, there's a reasonable chance I haven't mentioned how much I'm enjoying this, because, well, I'm not enjoying it very much, but I will be glad to get it done. I'm looking forward to putting this back together ever so much. Oh, God, so stiff. I'll have engineers look at this going, "Oh, what a Heath Robinson job. God, he hasn't got a clue what he's doing." may be right. I mean, I don't think this is rocket science by any stretch of the imagination, but it is bloody awkward. So I find out there's a special tool for this somewhere, a little short-handled spanner. I'm tempted to go and get, I think we're getting there now, tempted to go and get one of my short adjustables. You gonna come off there? No, you little swine. Oh, there he goes. Right, ease off. I didn't think this was going to be an easy job, but I didn't think it was going to be quite as awkward as it has been. Where's the nut? Oh, God. There he is. We'll put them back together so we don't lose them. Right. Can I now pull that out of there and up over here? Can I? The answer is not easily. At least I can get to that now. Oh, happy days. Right, I need to hold that. I wonder if I just give it a sharp tap if you go. Sharp tap. Yes. Oh, and you'll undo by hand. Brilliant. Okay. Right, so I need to put another mark on that so I know which one of these goes on where. So I think I think I'm going to go and get another cable tie and put on there, or a bit of string. I'll put my gloves back on because that is mucky in there. Photograph it first. I know the bit of string goes on the top one, not the bottom one, yeah? Get everything in the picture. Lovely. I think we're sucking diesel now. I think we're almost there. That's that one. One more to go. Which is that one. We are almost there. There we go. We're out. What a job that was. Happy days. Clean my tools, put them away, and then we'll make a couple of phone calls and see. We'll see if we can get this refurbished. It's definitely seen better days, isn't it? We'll have that back on there as well. Might be able to use that again. Right, okay. That's only taken me, alright, with a coffee break and a couple of phone calls to that, 2 hours. Out of that 2 hours, probably 40 minutes of actually working. The other hour and 20 minutes thinking about working and cussing in my head. Whose bloody silly idea was this? You know, words to that effect.